Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, call YAHAWASHI, double honors, elders, apostles, great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. It's pretty called in the video, and this is gonna be a real quick hit. This is going into Daniel the 3rd chapter. Okay, if, those of you familiar, this is the when Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, okay, they were in Babylon, okay, and the king of Babylon, they were the wise men of Israelites, okay, they were 3 Israelite men, okay, and they were the wise men that the king of Babylon, okay, heathen, okay, he had set up basically to give them knowledge and instruction, etc., you know, because they were the wise men of Israel, and they, you know, it's like always slack, yeah. It's like every heathen kingdom, they always use the wise men of Israel to help further their kingdom, man, you know, to help advance their kingdom. But nevertheless, I just want to get this account because, you know, a little one is edifying because, you know, we've been going into the fact that this vaccine is coming, mandatory vaccine, as well as mandatory RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, spoken about in Revelation 13th chapter. And I just want to go into the mind frame that we should be in. I just want to take an example from our forefathers in the past. So this is Daniel, the 3rd chapter. And again, remember, the king of Babylon set up a golden image to worship. Okay, but that's idolatry. We're only supposed to worship YAHAWASHI. Okay, it says in Daniel 3:11. It says, and whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Verse 12, and there are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready that what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Now here's a point I wanted to get. The whole point is less, like I said, for this is a real quick hit. Verse Daniel 3:16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. And that's the same spirit that we need to be in this times to come. Okay, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Okay, these are your forefathers. Okay, you're the biblical Hebrew Israelites. Okay, you're the chosen people, the children of Yahweh, but sons and daughters of YAHAWASHI, man. Okay, who God, Yahweh, who the world English calls God, and by Hashem in the name, YAHAWASHI, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, man. Okay, and this, you see, I'm gonna read this again what our forefathers said, man. Remember, the penalty is to be cast into a burning fiery furnace if we don't want to commit idolatry. And that's what Esau wants us to do. He wants us to commit idolatry and bow down to this beast system, man. Revelation 13th chapter, man, with this, take this max and take this the ultimate idolatry, the most spiritual fornication you can ever do is take Esau's chip, was basically just telling the Most High that Esau's your God, man. So I'm gonna read that again. Daniel 3:16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from this burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. And like I said before, you can read this full story. Read, like I said, before I start the book of Daniel, the 3rd chapter. And just read, I believe it's the next chapter over, chapter 4 as well. But nevertheless, YAHAWASHI had came down himself and delivered these 3 brothers out of the burning fiery furnace, man. Nothing burned on them, not a singe, man. That's the type of miracles that's gonna be happening in these last days. YAHAWASHI is gonna send the angels to protect and help his faithful men. But the whole point was the fact that he said we are not careful to answer in this matter. And that's gonna be the name of this lesson, man. Because we're not, Lord willing, we're not gonna be careful to answer Esau in this matter. When Esau comes with his max, when he comes with his chip, when he says, oh, you got it, for those brothers with job, you say, oh, you got to work here, you got to have this and that, and we're not going to be careful to answer them in this matter. As soon as he says we got to have this chip and this max to work, we're not going to be careful to answer him. We're just going, that's it, man. No more working, man. Okay, just full trust, like I did a lesson yesterday. We have to fully rely on the source, YAHAWASHI. So Lord, when this was a quick hit and edifying, give our praise to YAHAWASHI, by SHAMAIWAN, double honors, elders, apostles, great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect.